Today is the start of Advent, the season in the church's year that begins 4 Sundays before Christmas. It's a time of preparation, not the dashing around shopping type of preparation, but a time of expectant waiting, hoping and praying. There are many Advent traditions, all of which help us focus on the special character of the Advent season. We have the Advent wreath, with its 5 candles, 3 purple, 1 rose and 1 white. Then there's Posada, where our little knitted figures of the Holy Family travel round our parish, spending a night in each home. COVID-secure regulations have put paid to that activity this year though. So here's an activity that we can do under pandemic regulations using social media. It's called a Jesse tree. So what is a Jesse tree, and who indeed was Jesse? Jesse was the father of King David. We hear about him in the Old Testament. He's often looked upon as the first person in the genealogy, the family history of Jesus. You may be familiar with the scripture that we often read at carol services. And there shall come forth a shoot out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of its roots. Jesus is of that shoot and that stem. So a Jesse tree is simply a kind of family tree of Jesus. It reminds us of the characters in the Hebrew scriptures, and it also reminds us that salvation history doesn't begin in Bethlehem or Nazareth, but goes back to the beginning of creation. We trace Jesus' ancestry through the ancient patriarchs and matriarchs, through the prophets of the Old Testament, culminating in the Nativity and the incarnation of God into our world. A Jesse tree isn't a new tradition. They were first used in the 11th century. There's one in York Minster and one in the great Cathedral of Chartres in France, in the form of stained glass windows. You can also make your own Jesse tree using paper or card, or even use a Christmas tree. These can be decorated with a symbol each day representing the character or Bible story. I'm simply using some twigs out of my garden. And here's the first symbol. It shows a tree root, shoot and stem. And there shall come forth a shoot out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. Each day, Father Kevin, Reverend Janet or myself will introduce a new character or story to the Jesse tree. What are your favourite Bible stories? Who are your favourite Bible characters? Who would you include on your Jesse tree? Joseph, Ruth, Samuel, Gideon, Rachel? You've got a lot of choice and a lot of stories. Ponder that thought as we journey on, with one reflection for our Jesse tree each day of Advent.